What's up, guys? Welcome to another Tutorial Tuesday. Today's episode, we're going to be talking all about background blur. So I just did a video recently talking about background blur and how I did it with this and these beautiful lenses and all that. But let's talk about how to do it with one of these.
I'm going to use the drift method.
Freaking incredible. Round F16 for that to get that sunburst. I'm going to show you 3 different ways to do that. So the first way, we're going to work on doing it as blurring the background out as much as possible in the camera. My background's probably blowing away right now. I have to go chase that down. Ah! I'm going anywhere. So as I was saying before, my background blew away. So the first way we're going to focus on is how to do it in the camera, and with whatever phone you have, using the actual physics of the phone and the lenses and all that stuff. So we're going to work on that. The next 2 ways, we're going to break it up and do it into a part 2 of this, so that this video doesn't go super long. And those are going to be using other methods like software and tricks and stuff like that. So we'll focus on those in the next episode. But for this episode, it's going to be all about how to do it in the phone as best the phones can do. So in order to help me illustrate that, I brought along some props. So we're just going to shoot some like little outdoor type of product stuff, and I'm going to walk you through my setup. So let's get to it. All right, so first let's get rid of this big horrible thing. We're going to be working with one of these. All right, so what do you need to know about background blur? So in order to get it, there's a few things you need to do, and this is regardless of camera. This is regardless of whether you have one of those big DSLRs or a phone. So the first thing you need is background separation. You need your subject away from your background. The second thing you need is you need to be relatively close to your subject. It definitely helps. Unless you have a longer lens, then you can back away a little bit more, but that's a whole nother thing. If you want to learn about lens compression, you can check this one out. But you need background separation, and you need to be close to your subject. So with the phone, so I have a Samsung Galaxy S9, S9 Plus. So luckily, I have the dual aperture, and I can change my aperture to f1.5. So the smaller the aperture number, the bigger the diameter, and that's good. So that's what's gonna help us get that blurred out background look. So if you have that ability, if you have an S9 Plus or a Note 9, you'll be able to do that. If not, then you just use what you have. A lot of phones have like a f1.7 or 1.8 or 2.4 or something, which are still decent as long as we get the right constraints with the distances. So to demonstrate the differences, first just let's take a clean shot of this, and you can see here how I've got the cup like super close. It's only, 4 inches away from my background here. So we're gonna take an image, and I'm still gonna use that. I'm still gonna use f1.5. I'm going to use my wide open, and I'm going to adjust my shutter speed to whatever I need. And there it is. So what we can see if we look in this image is it looks nice as far as it goes, right? Because we put a little effort into having an actual background and not having sit on this table and having all that stuff back there. But we can make this better. All right, so what we're gonna do to make this better, the first thing we're gonna do is we need a shift in perspective. So I'm gonna pull these two apart, and I'm gonna bring this up here and keep the background back there. So let's get that set up, and then we'll talk about what else we need to do in the phone. Okay, so we're set up now. So let's see what the separating the background did for the distance, and let's see how that looks in terms of blurring the background. Okay, so what you're gonna notice is the background is a little more blurred, but we have a couple of problems now. Now we have too much background, even though it is a little bit softer. We don't want all this table showing in between us and that. So this is the perspective shift that we're gonna do. To help us get rid of the background even more, if you have a phone that has dual lenses like this, then what you can do is use the telephoto lens. The point is you want a longer focal length. So we're gonna crush that even more and make a little more compression, and then combine that with the raised image, and that should look a lot better. So let's raise this up. Okay, so we've pulled our background away, and I've raised it a little bit, and that's gonna help get rid of some of the picnic table down there. So now let's see if we can get a little bit better of a shot. And just be forewarned, I'm a horrible product photographer in terms of I did not bring a big enough background for this, so you're gonna see more of the background than just what we had anticipated, but this is still for demonstration's sake. So I'm also gonna I'm gonna zoom in. I got my telephoto set, and I've got my aperture set to f1.5, which is the lowest this aperture can go. And we're gonna try to just now make the best image that we can. And there it is. Right away, I see that the background is blurred. Now, is it blurred as much as a traditional DSLR or something like that? Absolutely not, but that's physics. This is the lens we're working with. So this is about as good as it's gonna get in the phone. Now, we can, if you have a Samsung, then they have the live focus mode, which if it's done right, it has some quirks sometimes, but if it's done right, if it's done tastefully, then it can actually help a lot. So let's try that. We're gonna do the same settings, but I'm gonna switch over to live focus. And now, as soon as it says I'm ready, I'm gonna take that shot. There it is. So now I can adjust that, and I can piddle with the background blur. All right, so that's about as good as it's gonna get, and we've added the live focus, and that helped a lot, and it's still artificial looking, so that's why I say don't max it out, you know, if you can help it, but it will help smooth out that background a little bit more. And so this was kind of a product shoot type of style, so if you have food that you like taking pictures of, or you know, if you want to do some cute fall stuff or whatever, use better fake leaves than this. That's pro tip. So now let's go take a look at what we can do like with an actual person, and we'll do the same principles: telephoto, f1.5, and then we'll try live focus, and then in auto mode, and put those two together and see what we can get with an actual person. All right, so you can see even with the with my aperture wide open at the 1.5, which this can do, and the telephoto zoomed in, the background is still not that blurred. It is a little bit, but that's about as good as it's going to get in the phone. So then let's try with the live focus, and now you can see that there's a big difference already, and it's a lot softer, and you can see, especially when I adjust the background blur, and if I increase it, then that definitely goes away. You just got to be careful with increasing it and watch those edges around people, especially if they have hair or weird edges or anything like that going on there. So with the phones, it's going to be kind of a combination of getting it right in camera and then doing a little bit of help if you have something like live focus, or I think maybe Apple's portrait mode does something similar. I think a number of manufacturers have different things like that. I don't know how well they all work because all I have is a Samsung. Start out right, you know, start out in camera and zoom if you have it, do a wider aperture if you have it, get close to your subject and get your subject away from the background. Those are the most important things to start out with in the phone. And then start working in with the live focus or the software apps and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what the hardware can do, and with a little bit of trickery depending on what your phone has. So next week I'm going to go over how to get a little more out of that with programs like Snapseed and some other third-party apps that are going to help a little more on the software side, and we're going to see how far we can push it to get decent background blur. So stick around for that. That'll be on Friday. All right, so I'm going to wrap it up here and get this pumpkin that we just bought home. And if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that we just talked about, or you want to know more about the depth of field and all that stuff, I've got some depth of field videos you can check out. They're for DSLRs, but they do apply. The basic principles still apply. But if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below and I'll definitely answer them. So if you like this stuff and you want to see more, definitely make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I've got new videos every Tuesday and Friday. And this Friday, we'll be doing the part 2 of this, where we go over the third-party apps and see how else we can push it to get a better background blur with the smartphones. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.